Hello! I wanted to share with you a real quick example of how you can create your flip animation on Google Slides. So think about if you were making a flip book that you were like flipping through manually with like the pages moving from page to page. What you're going to want to create is a Google slide presentation that is going to very slowly move objects from one slide to the next slide. That's going to give the illusion of animation. So I'm going to do a very simple one here. Let's say that I go to insert and I want to insert an image. Oh, actually before I insert an image, let me go here. I want to create the background, okay? So you could bring in an image, you could bring in a solid background. What I want to do is I want to show a space shuttle like launching. So I could do one of like starry skies or whatever. I'm just going to do a black color for the background. Now, I would set the background though what you want at the beginning because it'll get a little bit harder to come back later and add it to a whole bunch of slides. So think about your background at the beginning. So I have a black background. I'm going to go to insert and I have a space shuttle PNG that has a clear background. So I'm going to go find that real quick and I'm going to insert it. And here is my space shuttle. Okay, so let's say I put my space shuttle here kind of like right in the middle of the screen. And what I want this to do is I want it to launch like it's going up towards the sky. Okay, so I'm going to take the slide, I double click on it, and I'm going to go to duplicate slide. And then I'm going to come here and I'm going to move it up just a little bit. Okay, so I moved it up just a little bit. I'm then going to take the last slide that I worked on, duplicate that, move that up a little bit. Now, the smaller the movement you make from slide to slide, the smoother it's going to look when you do the animation. So if you move it just a little bit, it's going to look a lot smoother than if you do kind of like a larger jump. So I'm doing kind of probably a medium size one here. If I wanted it to look really smooth, I would probably do it even smaller changes. So again, I'm going to duplicate. So I'm already on slide 7, but notice that like once you have it created, it really goes pretty quickly. So duplicate slide again. And I'll do just a couple more. I'll do 10 of them here so you can kind of see what 10 look like. Now, it's moving off the screen, and for what I'm doing, that's fine. I want it to look like it's actually launching. Okay, so this is my 10th one, and I'm going to move it up just a little bit. Okay? All right, so now if I go back to my first slide, and I go to present, and I use my arrow keys to advance, I can just press on it, and it's going to look like it's flying up. Okay, and if I reverse back, so if I'm showing that it's launching, I can just go ahead and click on it. And all I'm doing is clicking on the advance one, just like I would advance through a screen. Okay, so I'm going to hit escape up here. So when you think about making your animation, what I would think about is plan it out first. So make whatever your background is and put that on the first slide. If you want to do multiple things, so like let's say I wanted to have like a plane flying over here, you could have 2 things moving at the same time on a slide, but I would plan that out ahead of time. I would not want to come back later after I have literally hundreds of slides and try and add like a second object. I would rather do it as I'm building it out, and then, you know, it would be easier as you duplicate the slide because you're duplicating the entire thing at one action instead of trying to come back and having to do it all over again. Okay, so creating a flip animation, if you want one that's going to have a lot of detail and stuff to it, you literally might have 800, 900, 1,000 slides by the time that you get done. Okay, and I have a sample for you to watch on Google Classroom, and that one is over 1,000 slides, and you can kind of see how it pieces together. It's a Spider-Man one that Peyton did in an earlier class. All right, guys, that's a little bit about how you can do the flip animation project in Google Slides. All right, thanks.